You have two choices: the pain of discipline or the pain of regret. The pain of discipline or the pain of regret. But at least with the pain of discipline, you get success out of it. But with the pain of regret, all you get is, oh, what if I would have done this? Oh, where would I have been if I started this 5 years ago? What could I be now? So hurt. Don't be afraid to hurt, but hurt in the form of discipline so you can at least get something out of it. Get something out of your pain. Be disciplined. Come on, Pookie. You got this. Clock it. Be disciplined. Go hurt and be disciplined so you can at least get success out of it.
Let's speak discipline. I feel like when it comes to discipline, it's so important, but in order to be disciplined, you need to pray for it to maintain being disciplined about different things in your life. But also, you need to have reasons to stay disciplined, because there's so many things, like no matter what you want to do, whatever you're trying to do in life, there's so much things and people that's going to try and throw you off course. So yeah, it's hard, because it's like, even example, consistency. People, not everybody understands the power of consistency and how difficult it is to be consistent with anything. I feel like it definitely is a skill, and it will take people places and just move mountains. Do you know what I mean? Just being consistent at whatever it is. The more you do something, good or bad, the more you get better at it. And this is why it's also important to kind of like try and practice good habits, because if you practice doing bad things and negative things, that's kind of the direction that your life is going to go in, if you get what I mean. So that's something that I'm just trying to keep focused on that, because it's like, example, eating clean. Yeah, it can be difficult. People can do it for a while or for a certain period, but it's just so easy to go back to eating bad. I don't know why it's so easy, but it's just so easy. And it's like, you have to stay disciplined and remember the reason, your purpose of why you're doing something. Because if you don't, life is just going to be all over the place. And it's important to be disciplined in different areas of your life. So your relationship with God, your prayer life, go into, what do they call it? Go into worship, go into your place of worship, and finding a place that is conducive and works for you, where you hear messages that you understand and that is delivered to you, if you get what I mean. And being disciplined regarding your health, so your eating habits, and also exercise. I feel like we can never be too fit. There's always space to improve and get more healthy. So it's just about like pushing yourself and putting in that time. More disciplined when it comes to even social media, like taking a break from TV shows and just screen time in general. And more disciplined when it comes to believing in yourself and pushing yourself, because it's just like, look, we're never going to have great days all throughout the year. Some days are going to be real shitty, and you're just going to feel like, what the F? What is going on? I can't be bothered to do this. And that's just life, innit? Like, no matter what you're doing, even if you're going to your 9 to 5, you're working, some days you don't have time for work. You don't have time for this. You don't have time for that. So I just feel like it's important to keep that in your mind. Like, it's just important to understand life, the rules of life. That's how life goes, innit? You're going to have up and downs, good days, bad days, challenges, whatever the weather. But it's just about how you see things. And then lastly, I'm just going to close with, when you feel like you're having a bad day, understand that there's no such thing as a bad day. Just see it as a challenging day. Every day above ground, every day that you have life, is just be thankful for your life, and just see it as, even where you feel like negative or feel like you're having a bad day, see it as like a challenging day. Because there's a lot of people where it's like they're not here anymore, they can't spend time with their family, they can't do anything, they're just gone, do you know what I mean, in the grave and whatever the weather. So it's just like, appreciate the time that you have and live life intentionally with love, keep doing you, and that's the message that I have for you guys today. And yeah, I hope you guys like this video. Please subscribe, like, and share. Bye.
Coming from a former lazy girl, okay, the only way I actually started to have discipline and be consistent is when I finally realized how you do one thing is how you do everything. I used to waste every single day of my life scrolling for hours, procrastinating my responsibilities, just like avoiding even like the smallest tasks. And I just felt so stuck, so unmotivated, so depressed. And then when I finally realized that how I handled the little things like setting my alarm, actually waking up to it instead of snoozing it 10 times in a row, making my bed in the morning, going to work out instead of putting it off to the next day, all these things that seem really small, they actually really add up to set the tone for how you do literally anything else in life. Like those small habits, no matter how tiny, they really shape your entire life. And when I finally locked in and started being consistent with those small habits, then I started being consistent with the really big things in my life, like my dream of becoming a YouTuber. I would post every single week. When you're consistent with those small, tiny habits, you start to gain trust in yourself that you can actually handle the bigger things. So here's your sign to lock in and start paying attention to those little habits and start showing up for yourself in those little ways. And I promise you, you will see your life transform. I hope this helped, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.
I saw somebody on here say this, but if you lack self-discipline, you do not take yourself seriously. And that is the truth. Like if tomorrow you tell yourself you're going to wake up early, work out, eat healthy, and you just don't do it, you do not take yourself seriously. You don't take your words seriously. You don't take your goals seriously. And I think that sometimes it's so easy for us to overlook this because it's like, who are we answering to, right? Like we made that promise to ourselves and then we don't show up for ourselves, right? But imagine if you made plans with a friend tomorrow. You were going to meet and you were going to hang out, you're going to go on a walk, whatever it was, and your friend just didn't show up. They didn't tell you why, they just didn't show up. You would not want to be friends with that type of person because their actions showed that they don't take you seriously. They don't take your friendship seriously. They don't take your plan seriously. They don't take your words seriously when you make plans. You wouldn't want to be around that type of person, right? We do that to ourselves all the time. Every time that you say you're going to do something and you don't show up, you are essentially telling yourself that you do not take your own self, your own word, your own goals seriously. And I feel like once I finally realized that, it clicked and I was like, okay, even if I don't want to do this, I told myself I was going to, so I have to show up, because if I don't take myself seriously, how is anybody else going to take me?
Harsh truth, but you need to hear it. And this is coming from someone who lacked discipline and self-trust like a year ago. The only reason why you're not disciplined, right? It's not that you're not capable of discipline. It's not that you're lazy. It's not that you're not productive. It's the fact that you don't trust yourself, because discipline comes with self-trust. And if you do not trust yourself on a subconscious level, you're never going to be able to form discipline. Because think about it. In order to gain discipline is doing the things that you don't want to do and still doing them. Whether it's going to the gym, whether it's, I don't know, I can only think of going to the gym or eating healthy or something. It's doing things that you do not want to do, but you're doing it because you've built a habit with yourself. You've built routine within yourself. This is something that's going to help you. It's going to better you. It's for your own betterment. So you choose to do it. It's a choice to do the things you don't want to do, even though you need to do them. And so if you're someone who has constantly been like, yeah, I'm going to eat better, or I'm going to start going to the gym this week, or I'm going to start getting up earlier, or I'm going to start journaling, I'm going to start meditating, and then you don't follow through with yourself, you're subconsciously telling yourself that if you say that you're going to do something, you're not going to follow through. Which means you don't have self-trust with yourself, which means it's going to be harder for you to form discipline because you don't even trust yourself enough to gain discipline in the first place. And it's not hard to break out of. You just have to build small habits and follow through with them. How I did this for myself was I said, like in March, I gave myself 3 habits to do every single day. It was, and mind you, I do these things every single day already sometimes. Like my habits were taking my birth control every day when my alarm went off, washing my face in the morning and at night, and brushing my teeth before, like when I went to bed and when I woke up. And it wasn't the fact that I wasn't doing them every day. It was the fact that I wasn't doing them when I wanted to do them. Like I would wake up and then do other things before brushing my teeth. Or I would wake up and, do something else before like washing my face. I would wake up and scroll before doing that. No. I said, I'm going to wake up. As soon as I get out of bed, I'm going to brush my teeth, wash my face, do whatever I need to do. When my alarm goes off for birth control, it wasn't that I wasn't taking my birth control. It was that I was snoozing the alarm when it went off to take the birth control. So instead of snoozing the alarm, I'm just going to take the birth control when my alarm goes off. And by me doing that, by me waking up, getting out of bed when my alarm went off and going straight to the bathroom to do the things that I said I would do, it built trust in myself to continue to keep adding on more extensive habits to my routine. Like, you're not just gonna force yourself to do shit that you don't want to do immediately. You have to start small in order to see big results. Like, it's gonna take time, and that's okay. All we got is time, really. You literally just have to start with the smaller things. And now that I do that, I literally, whenever I get up out of bed, I go and brush my teeth. I wash my face. It's an unconscious habit now because I followed through with myself in the hard times when I didn't want to do it. When my alarm went off, when I was doing something busy and my alarm went off to take birth control, I'm like, fuck. I had to do it. I went and did it because I wrote it down. Writing down your habits and writing down your goals, writing down things that you say you want to do, and actually it allows you to follow through with them because you wrote them down. I don't know what the science is behind it. Whenever I write something down, I always feel like I have an obligation to complete it. So start small. It's literally still the beginning of the month. Not really. We kind of 2 weeks in, but who cares? Start small. For this month of July, write out 2 things that you're going to do every single day consistently and follow through with yourself and do them. And then the next month, add on 3 more habits on top of those 3 habits that you did for the previous month. That's how you build good habits. That's how you build discipline. Okay? You can do it. It's easy. I did it. And I used to be the most undisciplined person in the entire world. I swear on everything. Now I'm very disciplined. I have a strict schedule. I get up, I go to the gym, I brush my teeth, I wash my face. I do that. Why? Because it's a part of, I could make a whole big ass video as to why habits and your identity need to coexist in one, and they need to all shift at the same time in order to get the life you want to live. But that life you want to live is on the opposite side of discipline. And simple.